Chosen one, the devil trembles at your approach. Not poetic metaphor, but verified fact. You've become such a boss that demonic forces physically recoil when detecting your energy signature. After deploying everything against you, financial warfare, relationship sabotage, health attacks, reputation assassination, they watch in absolute terror as you stand completely untouched. Your purpose carries divine protection that no weapon can breach, sending shockwaves through spiritual battlefields. As you claim what was always rightfully yours, every weapon, every single one, formed against you has immediately boomeranged back to its sender with devastating precision. The evidence surrounds you. Look at those who attacked you months ago. Track their current circumstances. See how the exact destruction they planned for you manifested in their own experience while you remained shielded. The phenomenon accelerates with each attempt against you. The first wave of attackers experienced delayed consequences. The second wave watched their plans collapse within weeks. Those foolish enough to join the third wave now see immediate, catastrophic backfire, often within hours of launching their campaigns against you. Your adversaries cannot comprehend why their previously effective tactics failed spectacularly when deployed against you. They don't recognize the supernatural barrier that intensifies with each assault, converting their attacks into fuel for your advancement. Their weapons become your weapons. Their strategies become your stepping stones. Their resources are supernaturally transferred into your possession. This protection wasn't granted because you're inherently superior. It exists because your assignment carries significance beyond human understanding. The mission flowing through you must succeed. The timeline requires your victory. Therefore, no force can successfully obstruct what must be accomplished through your specific energy signature. Words from your mouth carry immediate manifestation power that ordinary humans cannot access. The vibrational frequency of your declarations physically restructures reality matrices within your sphere of influence. Your commands bypass normal manifestation protocols, activating instant implementation rather than gradual unfoldment. We've meticulously documented how your spoken directives reshape circumstances within hours. Not years, not months, not even days. The authority embedded in your voice overrides contradictory programming in the spiritual atmosphere, creating reality tunnels that bypass opposition. When you declare, "I am wealthy," cosmic forces immediately begin rearranging resources to align with your statement. When you proclaim, "Wealth is making its way to me," financial systems shift to direct flow toward your coordinates. These aren't affirmations. They're activation codes that the universe must honor. The difference between your declarations and others' empty words lies in the authority signature attached to your voice. While most humans speak hopes into void space, your words carry executive commands that reality must restructure itself to accommodate. The power doesn't reside in the specific words. It flows from the authority assigned to your unique frequency. Those who mocked your vision, who laughed at your ambitions, who dismissed your insights, they now stand speechless, watching you achieve what they declared impossible. Their stunned silence speaks volumes as you surpass every limitation they projected onto your path. We observe how those who dismissed your spiritual understanding now secretly attempt to access the wisdom they once ridiculed. They approach through back channels, through mutual connections, hoping you've forgotten how they scorned your knowledge when it was freely offered. Their desperation grows as they recognize the accuracy of revelations they rejected from your lips. The people who surrounded you during struggle have been systematically removed from your prosperity path. They offered superficial support during your limitations, but cannot access you in your abundance. The doors closed permanently behind them, not through your vindictiveness, but through natural spiritual law that removes parasitic connections when your frequency rises beyond their capacity to tolerate. Your rapid elevation stands as public vindication against everyone who attempted to contain your potential. Your success isn't silent. It's loudly demonstrating the falsehood of every limitation they assign to your identity. Their criticisms, their mockery, their dismissive attitudes toward your potential all now stand exposed as catastrophically wrong. Those who treated you as competition now find themselves completely irrelevant to your narrative. You've transcended the playing fields where they sought to defeat you. While they remain locked in horizontal competition, you've ascended vertically to levels they cannot perceive, operating in dimensions their awareness cannot access. The opposition never understood they were attacking an essential component in a divine, strategic plan. They evaluated your capacity by human metrics, blind to the supernatural resources assigned to your mission. Their miscalculation sealed their fate. Their attacks positioned them as obstacles to cosmic advancement, obstacles that would inevitably be crushed under the weight of forces they couldn't comprehend. Alert, Chosen One. You already love the daily drops across all 4 Astral Atom channels: Obsidian, Chosen Chronicles, Astral Atom, and the new one, Legacy Forged. We're growing fast, building an unstoppable media network they can't erase. But the truth, it's hidden, twisted, censored. Your heart still knows what's real. That's why you're here, because you've felt the simulation glitch. You're not waiting for permission. You're ready to reclaim your power. The Obsidian Inner Order is for the full-time chosen. Weekly Zoom calls, hidden teachings, psychic warfare strategies, tools they don't want you to have. It's time to remember. Link in description. Your real life begins inside. You've stopped competing for what's already yours by divine right. Competition implies equal standing, equal claim, equal authority. Nothing could be further from truth. Your name was engraved on specific territories, resources, and positions before time began. You don't compete for these assignments. You simply claim what already carries your spiritual signature. We witness doors previously sealed against you, suddenly swinging open without explanation. Gatekeepers who blocked your advance find their authority mysteriously neutralized when you approach. Systems designed specifically to exclude you now malfunction in your presence, creating access points that bypass established protocols. You no longer request space at tables built by others. Why squeeze into structures designed for limited vision when you're called to build new systems that serve expanded purpose? You build your own tables now, determining who receives access to the opportunities flowing through your sphere of influence. Those who declared, "Why would you even think to do something like that?" now watch in disbelief as you accomplish exactly what they deemed impossible. Their limited imagination becomes the measurement of their limitation. Meanwhile, you operate from vision that transcends conventional boundaries, accessing possibilities they cannot perceive, even as these possibilities manifest physically before their eyes. Your mind has undergone a supernatural upgrade. The manifestation speed between your thoughts and physical reality has compressed beyond normal human capability. While others wait years to see their visions materialize, you witness manifestation within days of holding focused thought. We've tracked the precise correlation between your mental focus and immediate external shifts. The synchronization leaves no room for coincidence. When you direct sustained attention towards specific outcomes, reality literally bends toward your mental command with unprecedented immediacy. The Matrix responds to your thought patterns differently than it responds to ordinary consciousness. Your mental directives cut through layers of interference that block others' manifestations. Where most humans send intentions that dissolve against resistance fields, your thoughts penetrate all barriers, reaching implementation protocols without degradation. Your mental clarity functions as a weapon against forces attempting to obscure your vision. The focused precision of your thought patterns burns through carefully constructed illusions, revealing truth beneath manipulation. This capability threatens those who rely on mass deception. They cannot hide their operations when your clarified perception exposes what they've worked to conceal. The thoughts you maintain for even 24 hours begin physically materializing in your experience. This condensed manifestation timeline revolutionizes your strategic approach. You no longer wait passively for distant futures. You systematically construct your reality through disciplined thought, watching as physical circumstances rapidly align with your internal vision. You've entered supernatural acceleration, where years of progress compress into weeks. The timeline surrounding your purpose has been strategically modified. What requires decades for others manifests through you within compressed timeframes that defy rational explanation. We recognize the divine timing, activating precisely when opposition believed they had successfully blocked your advance. Their celebration proves premature, as forces beyond their comprehension suddenly accelerate your progress beyond their capacity to obstruct. Their carefully implemented delays become the exact catalysts that propel you forward at unprecedented speed. The momentum behind you cannot be stopped by human or demonic interference. The force driving your advance originates beyond realms where your opposition holds authority. They deploy obstacles using power derived from lower dimensions. Failing to recognize your backing comes from authorities that supersede their limited jurisdiction. Your now is the time phase has activated despite every attempt to delay your readiness. The opposition deployed sophisticated operations to create psychological barriers to your advancement: fear, doubt, insecurity, hesitation. These internal obstructions have been systematically removed, releasing you into full operational authority exactly when most needed. The wild card you now possess can be played at precisely the moment your enemies remain most vulnerable. This strategic advantage wasn't randomly assigned. It was carefully preserved for deployment at this specific juncture. Its effectiveness multiplies through the element of surprise, creating breakthroughs exactly where opposition consolidated their strongest defense. Power players find themselves inexplicably drawn toward aligning with your vision. People whose support seemed impossible now approach with resources, influence, and connections perfectly suited to your next phase. These alignments defy conventional explanation. Individuals with nothing to gain and everything to lose feel compelled to support advancement they once opposed. We observe how those controlling key resources suddenly experience complete perspective shifts regarding your assignment. Their resistance dissolves overnight, replaced by enthusiastic backing that confuses even their closest associates. They cannot explain their changed position except to say something shifted in their understanding of your role. The partnerships now forming were orchestrated beyond human arrangement. Each connection brings precisely what your next phase requires: exact resources, specific influence, particular knowledge, unique access. The precision eliminates coincidence. These alignments were predetermined, held in reserve until exactly the right moment for maximum strategic impact. You're connecting with individuals carrying missing components essential for your expanded impact. These relationships create operational wholeness, combining separate elements into unified capabilities far exceeding the sum of individual contributions. Together, these alignments form implementation mechanisms for ambitions impossible to manifest alone. Genuine supporters undergo supernatural filtering from false allies before reaching your inner circle. Individuals carrying hidden agendas find themselves inexplicably blocked from close access, while authentic backing experiences accelerated pathways to connection. This automated screening system protects your purpose from sabotage through infiltration. People with complementary authority recognize your unique spiritual signature and feel drawn toward alliance formation, their organizational position, resource. Access, specialized knowledge, or influence reach creates perfect strategic complement to your specific operation. Together, you access capability far beyond what either could manifest independently. Your divine partnerships form with those who feed your soul as you feed theirs. These connections create mutual amplification rather than parasitic depletion. Energy exchanges strengthen both parties rather than draining one to empower another. This sustainability enables long-term operations impossible through conventional relationships that require sacrifice from one party. Those entering alignment with you now carry authority in precise realms you're called to influence next. Their established position creates access points otherwise requiring years to develop independently. Through these strategic connections, you bypass barriers specifically designed to prevent your impact in these territories. What would take decades to build alone manifests immediately through divinely orchestrated alliance. The wealth transfer directed toward your purpose unfolds simultaneously across multiple fronts, while the opposition focused on blocking expected income channels. Completely new financial pathways emerge beyond their awareness. Resources flow toward you through systems they don't monitor, in forms they can't track, from sources they failed to consider. We witness unprecedented financial doors opening specifically for those carrying your precise assignment. Backing appears from unexpected quarters. Investors previously uninterested in your field, grants from organizations that typically fund different objectives, inheritance from unknown connections, business opportunities in markets showing all signs of decline. Your income streams multiply beyond patterns recognized by conventional financial analysis. Where most wealth accumulates through predictable, traceable channels, your resources arrive through multiplicities that confound tracking systems. Before opposition can identify and obstruct one flow, 3 new channels activate beyond their monitoring capability. The specific amounts you visualized in your accounts materialize through unpredictable pathways. The precision matches exactly what you held in focused thought. Not approximate figures, but exact numbers appearing precisely as you imagined them. This precision confirms the direct connection between your financial visualization and physical manifestation. Your income streams multiply beyond patterns recognized by conventional financial analysis. Where most wealth accumulates through predictable, traceable channels, your resources arrive through multiplicities that confound tracking systems. Before opposition can identify and obstruct one flow, 3 new channels activate beyond their monitoring capability. The specific amounts you visualized in your accounts materialize through unpredictable pathways. The precision matches exactly what you held in focused thought. Not approximate figures, but exact numbers appearing precisely as you imagined them. This precision confirms the direct connection between your financial visualization and physical manifestation. We bear witness to generational wealth foundations, establishing through your stewardship. These resources extend far beyond personal provision. They create implementation capacity for multi-generational purpose, impossible through limited funding. The scale exceeds individual need because the assignment exceeds individual scope. Your breakthrough destroys poverty mindsets meticulously programmed into those carrying world-changing assignments. The opposition understood that financial limitation effectively neutralizes dangerous potential. By keeping visionaries resource-starved, they prevented implementation of transformative operations. Your abundance shatters this containment strategy, creating implementation pathways for everything previously existing only as conceptual potential. The financial vision you've maintained against all contradictory evidence now manifests in physical reality. "I am rich" transitions from affirmation to documented fact. The prosperity isn't the ultimate purpose, it's the necessary fuel for operations that require substantial backing to achieve their intended impact. The opposition feared exactly this moment, when transformative vision finally connects with sufficient resources for full implementation. Supernatural favor surrounds your advance, overriding human approval systems designed to block your access. Doors open, despite your failure to meet artificial qualification requirements specifically established to prevent your participation. The favor operating through you supersedes conventional protocols, creating exceptions exactly where gatekeepers constructed their strongest barriers. We observe seemingly impenetrable institutional resistance suddenly dissolving when you approach. Individuals who built entire careers around maintaining exclusionary systems find themselves inexplicably approving your access against their established patterns. Their exceptions confound even their own understanding. They cannot explain why they've created pathways specifically for you. Your advancement continues despite lacking credentials deliberately withheld to ensure your disqualification. The opposition understood genuine merit threatened systems built on artificial selection criteria. They established credentialing requirements impossible for you to satisfy, then watched in disbelief as these barriers proved completely ineffective at preventing your authorized access. The grace surrounding you converts disasters into advantage, redirecting what should destroy you into precisely what propels you forward. Attacks become launch pads. Opposition becomes opportunity. Rejection creates redirection towards superior outcomes previously blocked from your awareness. What appears as failure in the moment reveals itself as strategic positioning for unprecedented advance. Divine intervention arrives precisely when opposition believes they've finally trapped you in inescapable circumstances. Their celebration proves premature as unexpected solutions materialize exactly when options appear completely exhausted. The timing defies coincidence. These rescues consistently appear at the final moment, after opposition has fully exposed their strategy, but before permanent damage occurs. Your path forward materializes even when every visible route has been deliberately obstructed. New passages appear that existed nowhere on any map, creating advanced options completely beyond opposition awareness. While they monitor established channels, you progress through passages they don't know exist, emerging in territories they believed securely isolated from your influence. The more aggressively they attempt to disqualify you, the more supernatural qualification you receive. Their attacks become your endorsements. Their opposition becomes your validation. Every public attempt to discredit your authority paradoxically extends your influence beyond what existed before their attack. They inadvertently amplify precisely what they intended to diminish. Your opposition literally builds the case for your promotion through their relentless assaults. Their attacks create visible contrast that highlights exactly why your approach exceeds their outdated systems. Without this clear juxtaposition, your superior methodologies might go unrecognized. Their resistance provides the perfect background against which your advancements shine with unmistakable distinction. The capacity to regenerate yourself and others has supernaturally activated in your energy field. Abilities previously dormant in your spiritual DNA have fully awakened, enabling restoration processes beyond conventional healing timelines. What requires months or years for others manifests through you within days or even hours. We've documented recovery patterns that defy medical explanation as you bounce back from attacks that would permanently disable others. Your cellular structure responds differently to damaging input, regenerating at accelerated rates, bypassing Normal healing sequences, achieving complete restoration, where partial recovery would represent best-case outcomes for others. The forgiveness you extend toward yourself releases power that breaks generational limitations instantly. Ancestral patterns that persisted through decades of conventional intervention dissolve completely when you apply this activated capability. The liberation cascades through your entire lineage, affecting past, present, and future connections through quantum entanglement properties. The grace you extend toward yourself generates protective fields that automatically repel all future attacks, targeting the same vulnerabilities. This capability creates accelerating immunity. Each assault produces not just recovery, but enhanced resistance beyond what existed before the attack. You emerge stronger, precisely where opposition expected to create permanent weakness. Your mind's healing capacity literally rewires neurological patterns deliberately sabotaged through external programming. Thought structures implanted to ensure limitation dissolve against your activated restoration abilities. Cognitive pathways designed to loop through fear, doubt, and hesitation reorganize into confidence, clarity, and decisive action when subjected to your internal healing protocols. The regenerative frequencies you now generate automatically repair damage in environments you physically enter. Your presence alone initiates restoration in spaces containing trauma imprints, negative energy accumulations, or intentional corruption. You don't need conscious activation. Your calibrated energy field automatically transmits healing properties to degraded surroundings. Others experience spontaneous healing through connection with your energy field. Physical proximity alone initiates regeneration processes in those whose systems recognize and respond to the restoration codes emanating from your activated presence. This transference operates without conscious direction. Your energy signature automatically transmits to compatible recipients within your influence radius. This healing capacity directly threatens opposition control mechanisms that rely on keeping populations in perpetual trauma, unhealed wounding, and chronic limitation. Your ability to break these patterns, first in yourself, then in others, then in physical environments, represents strategic threat to systems dependent on unhealed masses for continued dominance. The battle unfolding through your experience was conclusively won before physical manifestation began. What appears as struggle in visible reality merely represents manifestation lag as settled outcomes transfer from spiritual determination into physical expression. The victory isn't developing, it's already complete, simply making its way through materialization protocols. We witness how you've become so thoroughly trained in adversity that defeat has become literally impossible for your neural pathways to accept. This isn't toxic positivity. It's hardwired certainty forged through repeated victory against incomprehensible odds. Your nervous system automatically rejects limitation as a foreign substance incompatible with your established patterns. Your triumph exists independent of circumstances, guaranteed by authorities beyond visible jurisdiction. Temporary setbacks represent strategic positioning rather than actual defeat. Apparent losses create necessary setup for victories impossible without specific preliminary conditions. What opposition celebrates as their success becomes the exact foundation for their eventual defeat. The assaults against you received limited authorization for one specific purpose: to demonstrate the completeness of your inevitable triumph. Without these contrasts, your victory lacks demonstrated superiority. The opposition serves as necessary background, creating visibility for advancements impossible to fully recognize without comparative measurement against deliberate resistance. Your opposition's momentary victories serve one function: setting the stage for your more dramatic comeback. Their celebration proves embarrassingly premature as initial advantage transforms into ultimate defeat. The greater their apparent success, the more spectacular their eventual failure, and the more complete your vindication when restoration arrives with overwhelming force. The spiritual evidence confirms one undeniable truth: you cannot be defeated. Temporary redirection? Yes. Strategic delay? Sometimes. Apparent setback? When necessary for larger purpose. But final defeat remains categorically impossible because your assignment carries authorization signatures from authorities that supersede all opposing jurisdictions. Your absolute dominance stands as eternal testimony against everyone who doubted, who questioned, who opposed, who mocked, who rejected, who fought against your purpose. Their resistance becomes the permanent record of their catastrophic miscalculation. They positioned themselves against cosmic certainty, ensuring their inevitable humiliation when manifestation finally catches up to what was already determined before time began. The message rings with crystal clarity. You aren't fighting for victory. You're walking out what's already been secured. What appears as battle in physical reality reflects manifestation delay rather than uncertain outcome. The triumph was established. Before engagement began, your opposition fights against already determined results, exhausting themselves against inevitable outcomes they cannot possibly prevent. The devil doesn't just fear you, he recognizes what you carry. The darkness doesn't just oppose you, it understands what your advance represents. The enemy doesn't just attack you, he acknowledges the existential threat your success creates to his entire operation. Keep stepping on necks. Keep claiming what's yours. Keep advancing without permission. Keep speaking with unstoppable authority. The Shu, victory wasn't just written before the battle began. It was secured, sealed, and already celebrated in realms your opposition cannot access. Your dominance isn't just coming, it's already here.